This is the truth sent from above, the truth of God, the God of love. Therefore don't turn me from your door, but hearken well, both rich and poor. Last year, around this time, I preached about Epiphany and about the baptism of the Lord, and how they are celebrated on 2 different Sundays with different gospel stories to accompany them, but that each feast day actually celebrates the same thing. It is the truth of Christ revealed. Well, actually, some people already knew the truth that was already in the world, and Epiphany especially is when the powerful, the truth is revealed to them. In fact, actually, our entire faith revolves around truth revealed, lived, and known. But for some time now in our daily lives, we seem to be confused as a whole people about truth. Again, there are some who are prophets, and some who are witnesses, and some who know the truth and keep telling the truth, but it is not listened to. Opinion and delusion are believed as fact, while actual facts are discounted. We have a commandment in our faith about bearing false witness. It's very simple. Thou shalt not bear false witness. But for too long, as I said, prophets and witnesses of generations of oppression have been ignored and abused, while powerful lies have infiltrated and have been allowed to attack the very core of who we are and who we know ourselves to be. In fact, too many mainline faith leaders have remained silent as we witness colleagues dismissed for speaking up and fear that the same might happen to us. Also, far too many nominal heads of faith have even promulgated the lies that benefit their own coffers. And again, the generations who have been targeted and destroyed by these lies, their witness and their cries have been shunned. Well, Epiphany, January 6th, it is the day in the church calendar of truth made known to the powerful, because those shepherds who were on the fringe of society, they already knew the truth. I confess that after seeing and hearing the seditious chaos of Wednesday in the capital of the United States, I wondered how could I preach on my planned theme of the joys of baptism? How could I celebrate communion with this clear evidence of the utter depravity of humanity burned into my mind? Hold on. I think that some of our theologians have written about the total depravity of humanity. So the answer to my question was very simple. Baptism, communion, we don't deserve either one of these sacraments. We come to the water and we come to the table with all of our humanity on full display. Each lie that we promulgate, that we spread, each slight that we give to one another, each time that we deny another person's rights and basic humanity, we come to each of these sacraments with these things on our souls. And yet God still extends grace to us. This grace does not remove our responsibility for each of these, but it does shoulder the weight a bit so that we can find a path forward, so that we can make better choices. Now, on Sunday, a service of communion is included in the worship order. And so I do encourage you to have bread of some variety, to have juice or a beverage, again, of some variety available. These items should be things that are common to your life, whether it's English muffins and coffee, or toast and orange juice, or a dinner roll and grape juice. Have these on hand as we break our fast together. Before that, though, between now and then, ponder this. The church that I had been a member of for quite some time, Westminster Presbyterian Church, at one point opened its doors to new members who had emigrated from various African countries, including Ghana was one of the primary ones. And when they did this, the longtime church members noticed that the new members generally were hesitant about taking communion. And when asked why, since they certainly did take communion back in their home countries, their old home countries, as they were trying to make new homes here, one of them mentioned that it was in their tradition to spend time, days, a week perhaps, in a row in prayerful contemplation of what sins might be weighing them down, so that as they approached the communion table, they were aware of the grace received. Friends, white supremacy, spreading lies and false statements that incite people to violence, Christian nationalism, these are all the sins of our time. They have been the sins of many times, but they are the sins of our time as well. And by grace, they have been revealed in stark reality. So on Sunday, I will review with us all the baptismal vows. And as we do that, and as we say a prayer of thanksgiving for baptism, and as we break bread together, remember, God's grace reveals all truths and all lies for what they are. And this grace that is symbolized by baptism and by communion, this is the gift that God gives us.